Thank you. So, Tom, you're in Crimson Peak. Can you tell us a little bit about your character, please?
My character, I play Sir Thomas Sharp, who is a young baronet in the 19th century and a Victorian industrialist, or he wants to be a great industrialist, an inventor, an engineer. He's a very open-hearted, open-minded, curious spirit who, when the film opens, you find him in America looking for investment for a new machine which he thinks is going to revolutionize clay mining and thereby the industry of that kind of thing. His house, he's inherited this dilapidated mansion in Cumberland in England called Allerdale Hall, which sits on Crimson Peak. And it's called such because the red clay that the house sits on seeps up through the snow in the winter and it stains the snow red. So it has this slightly foreboding aspect. And that's him really. He's an orphan, and he's the tall, dark stranger who represents an enigmatic mystery for Mia Wasikowska's character at the beginning of the film. And they fall in love and get married and go back to his big house in the country, which is full of ghosts.
Literal and metaphorical, I assume. So, is this a horror film or a gothic romance? I mean, what sort of genre are we expecting?
Yeah, I think it's definitely a gothic romance, which is also very, 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 very scary. I speak as one who was very scared by it when I watched it, even though I was in it. But that's part of gothic romance. I mean, the literary antecedents of this genre, The Mysteries of Udolpho by Anne Radcliffe or The Castle of Otranto by Horace Walpole, they set up at that time these tropes of that there was always a tall, dark stranger who had a big house that had a sort of magnetic appeal to it, both of them, the man and the house, to a young woman who was innocent and open-minded and curious. And that actually, what gothic romance has always done is it's been almost an allegory for so many of the primary instincts of life. At that time, in the Victorian age, nobody talked about sex. Nobody thought about it. You weren't supposed to talk about it socially, and people largely, by and large, only had it behind closed doors and within matrimony. And it's hard to imagine that now. And I think there is something about these opposite forces of sex and death in all of our lives, that they are inevitable and they are everywhere, and they come to battle each other in gothic romance. So there is this very sort of strong, sharp, romantic instinct that propels two people together, and a sexuality that comes with that, but also the prospect of death, and they just seem very contradictory opposites in our lives, and I think gothic romance holds those two in a very beautiful way, and it's one that I know fascinates Guillermo.
Tom Hiddleston, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it. Thanks. Thank you for that. Okay.